Starting with the precious name of Allah Almighty, who is the most merciful and the most beneficent. Assalamu alaikum to all the viewers. Hope so you are all fine. Today I will talk to you about the current news that how to attempt the PPSC one paper MCQs test. So stay tuned with us and watch till end. Let's start. How to attempt PPSC one paper MCQs test. This is a burning question in the mind of every student on how to attempt the PPSC one paper MCQs test properly. So if you are a student and planning to take the PPSC one paper MCQs test, then this informative video is made for you. In this, you will learn about best method to attempt the PPSC one paper test MCQs. Before moving forward, first, you should understand the paper pattern or syllabus for the PPSC one paper MCQs test. This is very important so that you can prepare those topics well as per the guide I will show in this video. Syllabus for PPSC one paper MCQs test. PPSC one paper MCQs test comprised of 100 MCQs and 90 minutes duration. Test comprising questions relating to general knowledge, Pak Studies, current affairs, Islamic Studies, geography, basic mathematics, English, Urdu, everyday science, basic computer studies. How to prepare for PPSC one paper MCQs test. Punjab Public Service Commission PPSC has a very tough paper. Most of the candidates failed the test because they did not know the right patterns of attempting this test. They appear in the test just to try to undergo the test and to have an idea for preparing for the next test. Rather than making the test as a mature person, they ridiculously waste their one chance for the particular post. So in this video, we will analyze all these topics step by step so that you can have a better idea for attempting the PPSC one paper MCQs test and also score well. General knowledge. The general knowledge is the toughest part of the PPSC one paper MCQs test. The reason is that every day there is a new general knowledge is creating somewhere in the world. But one thing to remember here is the test. PPSC selects the most valuable and the most important general knowledge topics from all of that. Most of time, those questions have a strong link with Pakistan. So to prepare well for the general knowledge topics, you have to give time to a daily newspaper and look for the general knowledge that has a connection with the Pakistan. More often, the questions of general knowledge come from the national affairs of countries like Afghanistan, India, China and other famous countries. PPSC wants the candidates to be updated about the Pakistan relations with the such countries. They ask about the currencies, the capitals and more often about the international organizations. You can find all of these information from a single newspaper every day. You don't need to pay much time, just go through the daily newspaper and your general knowledge questions will be prepared well. Pakistan Studies. Pakistan study is the most valuable topic in the PPSC one paper MCQs test. The most question in this topic came from the independence movement, the Aligarh movement, the role of our famous leader in the independence movement, the two-nation theory, partition of Bengal, establishment of Muslim League, and Hindu-Muslim controversy are the most famous points in the Pakistan studies. Apart from that, the elections, Allama Iqbal and Qaid-e-Azam, the Lahore Resolution, the early problems of Pakistan, problems faced by the first government, martial law situation, the India and Pakistan wars, the 5 years development plans, constitutional history of Pakistan, parliament, the elections in the recent times. These are the most important topics that may cause as a question in your next PPSC test. Only those candidates can prepare well for these topics that their studies intermediate and graduate Pakistan study books and also take help from the helping books available in the market, as these the most important famous points in the history of Pakistan. So PPSC definitely asked you about these. Current affairs. Now let's talk about the current affairs. The current affairs question usually came from recent incidents before the test date. For example, if your PPSC test is going to held on 20 of any month, the current affair questions may come between 1 to 20 of that particular month. In that, PPSC can ask about the national affairs of the country, ambassadors visiting Pakistan from other countries, international meetings around the world, the current sporting events, the current political issues of Pakistan, and the national and international contracts for different economic interests. These are such things that PPSC asks about in the current affairs topic. You should prepare well for this, and you can use the newspaper and talk shows on the television to stay updated about the daily current affairs. Islamic Studies. For Islamic study portion, I will suggest you buy a book based on Islamic MCQs. The reason for buying a book is the Islamic studies is really wide subject and a person is unable to cover all the topics in Islamic studies in a short time. So the better idea is to buy a key book for the Islamic studies MCQs and go through it. Please note that PPSC only gives 5 to 10 MCQs in the Islamic studies portion, so it is a good idea to have a key book and go through it for a better preparation. Geography. You should be aware that PPSC does not include too many geography questions in the test. Geography questions came only from the Pakistani perspectives. The mountains, plains, lakes, weather, the climate of Pakistan, rocks, etc. PPSC takes around 10 MCQs for this portion only. The main focus is always on the Pakistan studies and general knowledge. Basic mathematics. This is a portion where only basic questions were asked. Questions like ratios, sums, etc. The mathematic portion questions are like metric level, where the basic concept of mathematics is covered, usually given in the test. So you should revise your basic concepts of mathematics to clear this portion of the test. English. PPSC asks mostly only synonyms and antonyms in the English portion. Sometimes the prepositions are also asked by the PPSC in the test. For preparing English better, you should understand the meaning of the words of the English language that you should read in the daily life. It mostly happens that we read out an English passage randomly, but we never try to understand the real meanings. The need of our or is that you should understand those words and then try to search for their synonyms and antonyms in the dictionary or on the internet. This is how you can clear the English portion. PPSC asks about 10 to 15 MCQs test about the English language. Urdu. In this Urdu language portion, PPSC asks about the famous book, their authors, the famous quotes in the Urdu language and their meanings as well, the writers of the famous novels, and sometimes their date of birth asked in the Urdu language portion. We often neglect the Urdu portion as we don't know our culture completely. That's why many candidates find it hard to clear the Urdu language portion. So now it is a good idea to read about the famous authors of Urdu language and their works so that you may understand it well. Everyday science. In our everyday science, PPSC asks questions about the human body, human physiology, human biology, questions about different gases and their usage in our daily life. Often questions are related to blood, liver, human skeleton and about the Nobel Prize winners in the field of science. All of this can be very well prepared if you read your daily newspaper. Basic computer studies. The computer studies are the most simple portion of this test. Questions related to MS Word, MS Excel, MS PowerPoint and sometimes about MS Access are asked. PPSC also asks questions about the internet, the latest technology, but these questions are very few than MS Office related questions. I have often seen that complete compute study portion is related to MS Word and MS questions. The reason is that PPSC wants every candidate to be familiarized with the using this software so that they may perform very well during their job. Conclusion. To conclude, what I discussed above is the PPSC one paper MCQs test is not so tough if we give little time for a daily routine. You should read a daily newspaper as the newspaper will cover 70% of your test syllabus. For the remaining syllabus, you should cover it with the key books available in the market or on the internet. I hope by adopting these measures, you will also give your high scores and you get your next job very soon. Now, if you have any question related to this video or topic, leave a comment down below. Your feedback is highly appreciable. Hope so this video is helpful in preparing PPSC one paper MCQs test. Thank you for watching my video. Do share it with your friends and best of luck. Thank you.